Adam Conley on the mound, Cliff Floyd in the booth. 4-1 White Sox. And Conley to Jose Abreu, one of our favorites. Hi,
What's
buddy?
up, Rich? What's
How
going
are
on,
you?
man?
Good to see you.
Water, what's going on, brother?
How you doing?
Good?
Doing well?
Yes, sir, man. No complaints. Actually, a great day for me today. I mean, this has been amazing. First class. Everything. I mean, from the time I walked into the building. Funny thing, this guy was walking in, and he goes, I wonder if Cliff Floyd's going to be here today. And I'm standing behind him. I'm like, I don't know.
Only time will tell.
You know?
Now, I got to tell you, we've seen lots of bobbleheads this year. But
yeah.
This is sweet.
Hit on the head, didn't they?
Love
Look
the
at the
finish.
swing.
That's the finish,
Look at
right?
the
That is
finish.
right. You know what? When you talk about that, you got the little forearms. You know, I did work on my forearms when I played. So.
Oh, look at that.
Yeah.
See what he notices?
You know what I'm saying? The forearms. I mean, because I know what gets that pop. And, you know, Stanton just went deep. I mean, to go deep, you got to have that forearm strength.
Now, what did you used to do? A little bit of
just the curls. Just the curls back in the day.
When was the last time you did one of those?
It's been a minute. I'm into yoga now. I got 3 kids. I need some R&R. You know what I mean? Like calm, cool, collect.
You have.
You know what I mean?
I have to say though, I mean, you have blown up with your media career, your broadcasting career on the radio, your show with Craig Mish, and then your work on MLB Network is terrific.
Thank you, thank you. I mean, it's tough. Well, you know, it's tough coming out the field, and I think the biggest thing for me is seeing things.
On to first, and Abreu is out. Also on FS1 and Fox as well.
Yeah, you know what? Just seeing things differently. I think that's the biggest thing for me, Rich, is just trying to navigate through, you know, not being the same guy that, you know, the typical give you the, you know, the eye wash type of stuff. It'd be something different. The other night I was watching a game with the Cubs and the Cardinals, and, you know, Anthony Rizzo didn't have the emblem on his helmet. And I'm seeing stuff. I'm going, I would never see that if I was playing, but you start to see different things, starting to see how guys are positioned differently with the shifts and all that. So I always just try to be a little different and also still try to be real.
How would you have positioned yourself if defense nowadays?
You know what? I can tell you how many times I hit the ball out to left field. So,
so you mean a complete shift then?
I'd have had them all over. Don't you dare go past second base on the left side. How about that? Wow.
That's the third time that Frazier has lost his bat with a swing. He did it twice last night. He had his thumb all patched up and taped up, and I got to believe it's a hand injury, a hand issue right now.
And you rarely see bats fly out towards the pitcher. You always see him go into foul ball territory or down the third base line if it's a right-handed pitcher. You see his action, his reaction,
like
better said,
right? But when you have those hands messed up, I mean, you still try to go out there and fight. You got all that tape there. It's uncomfortable.
Hey, you were a Chicago guy, right?
Yeah.
So were you a White Sox or a Cubs guy?
Well, I was a White Sox because my favorite player growing up was Harold Baines. And, you know, Wrigley didn't have lights. So what kid was going to be home in the summertime with no lights watching baseball as opposed to, you know, and we had the luxury of having 2 teams in Chicago, right? The Cubs and the White Sox. So, you know, watching Carlton Fisk and Harold Baines, my idol growing up, was awesome for me. But I still knew, of course, through, you know, I mean, it's funny to say, but Harry Carey got me to, you know, love the Cubs also with Leon Durham and Jody Davis and Sean Dunston over there, shortstop, baiting you to, like, run a little bit past halfway so he can throw a rocket over first base.
Throw it 95 to 100 at first. Get more grace.
It was awesome. One
of the most impressive things about Cliff Floyd is the charity work that he does in the community. Your bowling tournament has blown up with the help of our good friend Nancy Olson.
Yes, she's been amazing.
Your bowling event has been just a terrific success, and you have to be pretty proud of that.
Well, I am, and I think the biggest thing is getting, you know, all the support from the community coming out and you know, steadily understanding what I'm trying to do and you know, revitalizing baseball in the city is huge. You know, especially down here. Especially when you start to see what Major League Baseball is trying to do in our commissioner, you know, with the initiatives all across, you know, the country now, right? So my job, you know, without patting myself on the back, because that's not what it's about, is just to try to give these kids opportunity, whether it be equipment, and not so much even on the field, fellas. More so maybe, you know, as analysts, as getting homework done. Anything to get off the streets and be constructive to our society is huge for me.
How do we take that next step in baseball, though, with reviving baseball in the inner cities, is allowing kids from every ethnicity that don't have the funds for the perfect games, for the showcases, for the travel teams, because that's how kids are recruited to college.
Absolutely.
That's how kids are scouted these days. And if you are not from a family or an area that's got some means to do those things, how do we bridge that gap right now?
So I think the big thing for me, and that's a great question, Rich, is to also make sure that we continue to understand what the giving is about.
Never ask a great question with one out and a runner at first and a shot at a double play. But we'll continue that thought because we've got Cliff for another half inning. White Sox up 4-1.